Hello, and welcome to a special edition of While Drinking Wine. My name is Maria.
And I'm Leilani. Thank you so much for joining us today on Christmas Eve. We have a special show for you today, and it is going to be Granny Buns reading this really special book here, The Crippled Lamb. Okay, so you're probably wondering why we're doing this on Christmas Eve, and you just have to listen to Granny read it to you, and then you'll understand. But it is a very special little book, and it's something that she had come across and let us know about it, and we were like, oh my gosh, you need to read this.
You need to read this year. She actually heard the story last Christmas, and I was inspired to actually buy the book and have her read it for this Christmas.
Yeah, so we'd love for you guys to play this video for your kids tonight if they're waiting for Santa Claus and they need a story to tuck them in. This is the perfect story for them to hear before they go to bed tonight.
That's correct.
So with that,
cheers.
Cheers, and here's Granny Buns.
Okay. Hello, boys and girls. I'm Granny Buns, and I'm here to read you a story. And it's kind of a special story, so I hope you like it. It's called The Crippled Lamb. So, there's a picture of it. Once upon a time in a sunny valley, there was a little lamb named Joshua. He was white with black spots, black feet, and sad eyes. Josh felt sad when he saw the other lambs that were snow white, wool, and no spots. He felt sad when he saw the other sheep with their moms and their dads, because he didn't have a mom or dad. But he felt saddest when he saw the other little lambs running and jumping because he couldn't. Josh had been born with one leg that didn't work right. He was crippled, and he also limped when he walked. That's why he always watched while the other lambs ran and played. Josh felt sad and alone, except when Abigail was around. Abigail was Josh's best friend. She didn't look like a friend for a lamb. She was an old cow, and she was brown with white blotches and looked like rain puddle on a pad. Her belly was so round as a barrel, and her voice was always kind and friendly. Some of Josh's favorite hours was spent with Abigail. They loved to pretend that they were on an adventure in distant lands. Josh liked to listen to Abigail tell stories about the stars. They would spend hours on the hill, looking into the valley. They were good friends. But even with friends like Abigail, Josh still felt sad. It made him be the only lamb who could not run and jump and play in the grass. That's when Abigail would turn to him and say, "Don't be sad, little Joshua. God has a special place for those who felt left out." Josh wanted to believe her, but it was hard. Some days he just felt alone. He really felt alone the day that the shepherds decided to take the lambs to the next valley, where there was more grass. The sheep had been in the valley so long that it was brown and nearly bare. All the sheep was excited when the shepherd told them that they were going to a new meadow. As they prepared to leave Josh hobbling over and taking his place on the edge of the group, but the others start laughing at him. "You're too slow to go all the way to the next valley. Go back, slowpoke. You'll never get there." And if we have to wait on you, get back, Joshua." That's when Josh looked up and saw the shepherd standing in front of him. "They are right," he said to little Joshua. "You better go back. The trip's too long for you. Go and spend the night in the stable." Josh looked at the man for a long time. Then he turned slowly and began to limp away. When Josh got back to the top of the hill, he looked down and saw all the other sheep heading towards the green grass. Never before had he felt so left out. A big tear spilled out of his eye, rolling down his nose, and fell on the rock. Just then he heard Abigail behind him, and Abigail said what she always said to Josh that felt sad. "Don't be sad, little Joshua. God has a special place for those who feel left out." Slowly the two friends turned and walked to the stable together. By the time they got to the little barn, the sun was setting like a big orange ball. Josh and Abigail went inside and began to eat some hay from out of the feed box. They were very hungry, and the hay tasted good. For a little while, Joshua forgot that he had been left behind. "Go to sleep, little friend," Abigail said after they finished eating. "You've had a hard day." Josh was tired, so he laid down in a corner on some straw and closed his eyes. He felt Abigail lay down beside him, and he was glad to have Abigail as a friend. Soon Josh was asleep. At first, he slept soundly, curled up against Abigail's back. In his sleep, he dreamed. He dreamed of running and jumping just like the other sheep. He heard of the long walks with Abigail through the valley, and he dreamed of being in places where he had never felt left out. Suddenly, strong noises woke him up. "Abigail," he whispered, "wake up. I'm scared." Abigail lifted her big head and looked around. The stable was dark except for a small lamp hanging on the wall. "Somebody's in here," Josh whispered. They looked across the dimly lighted stable. There, lying on some fresh hay in the feed box, was a baby. A young woman was resting on a pile of hay beside the feed box. Joshua looked at Abigail, thinking his friend could tell what was going on, but Abigail just as surprised as Josh. Josh looked again at the woman and the child. Then he limped across by the stable. He stopped next to the mother and looked into the baby's face. The baby was crying. He put him on the hay next to her, and Josh looked around at the stable for something to keep the baby warm. Usually there was blankets, but not tonight. The shepherds had taken them on their trip to the other valley. Then Josh remembered his own soft, warm wool. Finally, he walked over and curled up close to the baby. "Thank you, little lamb," the baby's mother said softly. Soon the little child stopped crying and went back to sleep. About that time, a man entered the stable carrying some rags. "I'm sorry, Mary," he explained. "This is all the cover I can find." "It's okay," she answered. "This little lamb has kept the new king clean and warm. "A king?" Joshua looked at the baby and wondered who he might be. His name is Jesus. Mary spoke as if she knew what Joshua was questioning. God's Son. He came from heaven to teach us about God. Just then there was another noise at the door. It was the shepherds, the one who had left Joshua behind. Their eyes were big and they were so excited. We saw the bright light and heard the angels, they began. Then they saw Joshua next to the baby. Joshua, do you not know who this baby is? He does now. It was the young mother who was speaking. She looked at Joshua and smiled. God has heard your prayers, little lamb. This little baby is your answer. Joshua looked down at the baby. Somehow he knew that this was a special child, and this was a special moment. He also understood why he had been born with crippled legs. Had he been like the other sheep, he would have been in the valley. But since he was different, he was at the stable, among the first to welcome Jesus into the world. Joshua turned and walked back to Abigail and took his place beside his friend. You were right, he told her. God does have a special place for me. That is the end. I hope you enjoyed that story. I thought it was a wonderful story. So please, boys and girls, have a wonderful Christmas. Okay, and Happy New Year to all of you. Bye from Granny Buns.
What a wonderful story that was, wasn't it?
It's very, very inspiring, like I said.
Yes.
And it really talks about the true meaning of Christmas.
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas from Maria and I at While Drinking Wine. We hope that you guys have the best Christmas and that you're surrounded by family and friends and the ones you love the most.
That's right. And with that, we'll see you on Sunday.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas.